before the Wemby height, it was a 7'2" kid from Oregon who had the same skill set. Tall, fast, gifted, and at 7'2", why in the hell would this guy be on the bench most of his career in the NBA? From a McDonald's All-American to being a standout player in Oregon, how has NBA teams continued to not unlock his potential? In this video, we'll break down why Bol Bol is still being a big mystery in the NBA. But before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button to the channel. When you look at Bol Bol, you see a freak of nature. A guy who is 7'2", long wingspan. I mean, he has it all for a big guy. And you would think that a lot of teams would want to play this guy. And in 2019, he would be drafted by the Miami Heat. And it looks like it was a match made in heaven with the emergence of Bam Adebayo on the roster. But the Miami Heat went in a different direction, and they sent him to Denver on draft night. And the 3 years he had been in Denver, you would think this guy would be developed, because he had a elite guy in Jokic who he would play with. Wrong, because in those 3 years, he only played in 53 games, and he only averaged 3.2 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 1 assist. I believe that Mike Malone lost patience with this guy and just didn't see the value in him. In 2022, they let him walk. And he went and stayed without a job for long because my beloved team, the Orlando Magic, would give him a shot. And in that year he was with the Orlando Magic, he had a great season. I mean, career highs and all. I mean, like 9.1 points, 6.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block a game. And to me as a fan, I love the production he was doing. And it looked like he had found the home here in Orlando Magic. And when he was with the Magic, he would also talk about his time in Denver. And he would talk and say, about why he struggled in Denver. But with the Magic, it seemed like it was a place for him. Wrong. And it felt like Bol Bol just couldn't get it right, because the same issues that he had in Denver with being lazy and just not enough effort, and it just didn't pan out here. And in the next season, in 2023, they would let him walk after 1 season. And as a Orlando Magic fan, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I didn't understand the move, but I had to just roll with it, because maybe he just didn't fit with the young guys that we had on the roster or whatnot. And with the emergence of Pablo Banchero that season, I could see how it might have didn't work. But now back to Bol Bol. Then you look at Bol Bol, man. I mean, this guy is like what we see in Wemby and guys like Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, these guys are very similar in characteristics, and they can do a lot of things similar. Like, they're very lengthy. They can cover a lot of ground defensively. They can stretch the floor offensively, because you can shoot when you're big. I mean, you can rebound. I mean, they're very they're unicorns, man. That's why we gave Kristaps Porzingis his name, the unicorn, because I mean, look at the stuff that he can do. But this guy just could not find a role. And I say Kristaps Porzingis, and I say guys like Wemby, because they're guys are over 7 feet, and they're very agile. We haven't seen that a lot in previous generations of bigs. Guys like Shaq and Patrick Ewing, players like that. They had speed, but the shooting to shoot outside is something that I feel like separates these bigs from bigs of the old. So you would think Bol Bol would get on find a team easy, but teams didn't believe in him. I mean, the narrative was out there that this guy just wasn't it. He just didn't have it in.
As a coach, what are you looking at? What do you like when you're watching a game and you're watching practice? What are you actually looking at? How are you evaluating your players? Right? It's just human nature. If I'm never gonna play, at some point I'm not gonna go as hard. Like it's a waste of energy. Right? Imagine coming to practice every single day and there's no reward for it. Eventually the behavior that you're looking at is gonna be the behavior. right? But every time you put me on the floor, I produced at very large numbers.
And so it was shocking, surprising when the Phoenix Suns picked him up, because he was just not doing nothing with the Suns as well when he got picked up. He was sitting on the bench. You know, they was trying to use Nurkic and everything. But now, since the trade, Bol Bol been balling. And I mean, his averages went up. And if you seen the game he played in the other night against the Memphis Grizzlies, this guy was hooping, man. And it just makes you wonder, like, what if, like,
worst case, that motherfucker's better than whoever you have that's at the center spot. You're telling me that him, Kevin Durant, Beal, and Booker wouldn't have been dangerous? Like, who are you doubling at that point when you got your 5-man that can actually shoot threes too? And can dive, and can do floaters. Like, it was just one of those things. And block, like,
better than Nurkic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It made no sense why you kept
forcing that.
You over here watching practice. Practice don't dictate, like, doesn't always dictate what someone's gonna do in a game. Right? How you practice, right? The shit you can do illegally in practice, can't do that shit in the game. Right? You know, there's rules, there's referees, there's rules that has to be abide by. So, you know, it's just weird that you're just realizing this shit now. I don't give a fuck how lazy he was. I would have tested it a long time ago.
What's going on, man? Can this guy really turn his career around if he was to actually stay with the Suns? Because, I mean, when you look at when he played with Orlando and when he played with the Denver Nuggets, this guy always showed the potential that he can ball, man. I mean, look what he can do. And I mean, just being the son of Manute Bol, a guy that played in the NBA. Now, Manute Bol wasn't all that good, but he was one of the tallest guys in the league. But still, I just think that this guy his potential has not been unlocked, man. And I think that when you look at the scheme of the teams that he had went to, like the Denver Nuggets, I mean, you just look at the team. That team, how it was built, it was a veteran team. You got guys that, you know, had been in the league for a while. You got to look at Mike Malone. Some of the guys he's coached, you know, he was once LeBron James coach. So it's like he's coached, been around like guys that's, you know, that was professional, or guys that might have been mature before their age. And so I just think that by that team being just already championship pedigree type team, then they ain't got time for the BS, man. So I think that's what would happen with at the Denver situation. But when you look at the Orlando, again, I just think it was just a young nucleus. You know, he just didn't fit with, you know, Pablo, you know, Cole Anthony, them boys, and then maybe it just didn't work out. But now here in the Suns, man, I just think that when you just look at this guy, man, the potential's there, man. And if it don't work out with the Suns, I would like to see him with a veteran coach like Tyrod Lue or somebody like that, because I think, you know, of all the coaches, you know, he gets the most out of these guys. I mean, you seen what he's doing with Ben Simmons. Now, still early on in the year, and let's see how he finish out with Ben Simmons. But I just think like somebody like that, or say maybe a coach like Eric Spoelstra. I mean, he's another guy that I think could be a good benefit. Run it back with him to see if you can, you know, get the potential, because I think, you know, sometimes it's just leadership sometimes with some of these guys, man. Some of these coaches, they don't have the potential to motivate a player like a guy like Bol Bol.
So the sticky situation is there's a way to deal with these kids in today's age when they come about the mental health aspect. There's positive reinforcement, there's negative reinforcement. That's coddling or that's tough love. You give them tough love, what do? Soak their tail, go into their shell. If you coddle them, what do? They stick their chest out. They think they'll walk right on you for doing it, right? So it's a balance you got to figure out. Like with a guy like Bol Bol, if you sit him down trying to teach him a lesson, he shrink. You give him out there, let him do what he want, he do too much. He shoot off with it.
But as you can see that, you know, right now he's playing, and he's playing with a little older coach in Mike Budenholzer. But I don't know. We'll see, man. But get in the comment section, man. Let me know your thoughts, dog. Do you think that Bol Bol can be one of the top centers or top bigs in the league if given the situations? Let me know your thoughts, man. It's your boy Joe, man. Hey, subscribe to the channel, man. I love you guys. Peace.